everyone. This is author Sophia Nelson, and welcome to the Be the One You Need podcast. It is Women's History Month, and a lot of history is being made as we enter in the month of March 2025. Two people that come to mind as we preview this Women's History Month are two women whose names will be very familiar to you. The first is the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, married to Prince Harry, son of Princess Diana, and King Charles III, the reigning monarch of the UK right now, and Demi Moore. Now, at 62, we should all hope to look half as good as she does. And she made a big splash and a big comeback over these past weeks as Hollywood celebrated the Screen Actors Guild Awards, the Golden Globes, and of course the Oscars. Although she did not win Best Actress, she was nominated and she did win at the Golden Globes and the Screen Actors Guild. And so, I think that these are two women I want to talk about in this month's podcast. I hope to have at least one guest. As you know, I am trying to streamline the podcast. The Redefining Freedom Center hosts Building Bridges podcast, which is politics, policy, advocacy, and how we protect and expand our freedoms in this country, which are truly and grossly under attack right now. And then Be the One You Need is my more smooth vibe, my more self-care, wellness, well-being, and spotlighting women and men alike who are helping us to learn how to take better care of ourselves. And so I think that one of the things I want to recommend that you do this month, many of you follow me on my platforms at I am Sophia Nelson, but I want to recommend that you take a pause this coming weekend and get yourself a glass of wine, some popcorn, whatever you like, and check out the new Netflix series With Love, Megan. I had an opportunity to preview the episodes before they were released. I watched the first 5, and I'm not really a baker. I love hospitality. Anybody that comes to my home knows I throw great parties, and if you're a guest in my home, I take great care to spoil you, but not really a lot of a cooker, baker, because I don't have the time, although I'm good at it. I really found myself really caught up in this delightful series. It's a lifestyle series. It's part Blue Zones meet Stanley Tucci's Finding Italy. So I highly recommend that you watch this. I'm going to go back to Meghan Markle in a moment, but I want to open a little bit with Demi Moore. Demi Moore has had a great career. Now, I'm a Gen X woman. I'm still in my late 50s, but she is what I would call an early Gen Xer. She's 62, and I know that the baby boomers will want to claim her, but no, the Rat Pack was absolutely a part of the Gen X generation, and they were kind of our first celebrities, if you will, from The Breakfast Club to St. Elmo's Fire and all those great movies of the 80s and 80s. And, Demi Moore, G.I. Jane, probably her most famous role. And I really feel like she was robbed for the Oscar on that one because what a role, what a transformation. She's a beautiful woman. And she transformed into this Navy SEAL. For those of you young women maybe who haven't seen it, go rent that, check it out. And then there was Ghost, of course, with Patrick Swayze, who I thought was one of the best looking men ever to grace film. And Whoopi Goldberg. What a great movie. It's a great movie to watch over the weekend when you're just chilling. But at any rate, what I love about what Demi Moore taught us in this season, and ladies, listen up, because you're going to look up one day, you're a teenager now, you're a young woman now in college or starting your life, and you're going to look up one day and you're going to be 35. You're going to look up and you're going to be 45, you're going to be 50. If you're blessed to be married and have children, if that's what you want, your kids will grow quickly. They'll be tweens, then teens, then adults. And your life will move very quickly. Trust me, life started to move fast after 35 and definitely after 40. And there's a lot of pressure on us as women to continue to look youthful, to be fit. It's good for your health. It's good for your heart to be fit. But there's pressure on women that doesn't exist for men, even in this day and age. And so what I loved about Demi Moore's comeback was that she had been out of movies for probably a decade. And look at her. She's gorgeous. And the movie that she played in, I think it was called The Substance or something like that. I haven't seen it yet, but She plays an older woman who keeps trying to be youthful, and she's pumping her body full of these products and Botox and everything else she can get a hold of. And it ends up deforming her. And there is a subliminal message as well as a very overt message about women and beauty and aging gracefully and trying to always look younger than we are and be in better shape than we were at 25 and always be sexy and alluring. And, they're the MILFs and the cougars and all of that. And so, I want to do a pause with that because, again, as we enter Women's History Month and we just came out of Healthy Heart Month and RED and all of the organizations, American Heart Association, that try to talk to women about, being fit and taking care of your cardiovascular health. It matters. So here's what I'm going to say. This is kind of a preview of what's to come, but I'm going to talk about Meghan Markle and Demi Moore for the spotlights for the Be the One You Need podcast this month. So stay tuned. I have a great piece in Forbes on With Love Meghan. Please check it out. Again, I got an early preview and I hear that the Duchess liked what I had to say. That humbles me. Thank you to Netflix for reaching out and choosing me as one of the early reviewers. That's humbling. And thank you to Jackie. She's fabulous over at Netflix in the public affairs department, public relations department. And then I have a piece that I'm working on now on Demi Moore and what her life lesson about coming back at 62 when women are considered done, over, finished. Men, George Clooney, Brad Pitt, take your pick, men of that age who still look good are being paired up with women in their 20s or 30s on screen, or they're married to women in their 20s and 30s and their third or fourth marriages, having kids. Richard Gere at 70 something, Robert De Niro at 80 something. No woman has babies that late in life. And I think that what Demi did was give women permission that you can still look fine and fit and beautiful in your 60s. And it's not over. And this makes me think about my friend Mika Brzezinski and her Know Your Value platform and how she's always saying that the runway is long, that women are doing amazing things well into their 50s, 60s, 70s. And look at Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, in her 80s. So, the runway is long. Ladies, it ain't over till it's over. Don't feel like you've missed your calling. I'm talking to myself. I plan to make a very big announcement at the end of this year, maybe the beginning of next year. I can tell you that I feel like some of me says, boy, you're late. You meant to do this 20, 30 years ago. But God's timing isn't always our timing. And I am grateful that for all the hardships and all the things I've been through, they don't feel good. They're not pleasant, but they grow us. They change us. They make us better human beings if we learn the lessons and if we take them in and we try to walk in them as we grow and we try to teach others what we learn, as Maya Angelou once said. And so I'm really excited about these next few years in my season going into my 60s. And I thank women like Demi Moore for showing us the way. And for Meghan Markle, I really love the opening. And again, I'm not going to talk about it now because I'm going to save it for the podcast. But this is just a preview of what's to come for Women's History Month. And Be the One You Need podcast is the inspirational podcast. If you want the hellfire and brimstone, politics, freedom, America, equality, pluribus unum, and all of that good stuff, you got to go to the other platforms. So God bless you and keep you. And I look forward to engaging with you this month. Thank you for tuning in.